Hello, 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 YouTube sphere. Happy, tantalizing, terrific, triumphant Tuesday. It's a great day to have a great day. Let me get my other platforms up and running here so that we can get that started. Yes, thank you. You know, I got to start off with a smile every single time. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Shout out to all of my new subscribers on YouTube. I went from 65 subscribers all the way to like almost 300 or something. So I'm so grateful. I'm so appreciative to all of my new YouTube people. And thank you for joining me off for 46T7. Thank you for joining me. My name is Toria Howard. I am a real estate professional and educator. I should say I'm a real estate educator out of the beautiful city of Detroit, Michigan, and the surrounding areas. And I am coming to you today to educate you on a homeowner topic. Now, if you are a first time home buyer, you can still take heed to this advice. Okay. It's not just for homeowners, it's also for first time home buyers getting ready to buy a home. So you'll know what to do once you're in. So let me tell you a little quick story about me. So I'm so passionate about this because of the fact of the mishandling that I had with my own home. I bought a home in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm originally from Detroit, but I lived in Memphis for a while. I bought a 4 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom house out in Memphis, Tennessee back in 2010. And I did all of the things to get in the right way, right? Got credit together, all of the things. And once I got in, I just was a sitting duck. I didn't take care of my home. I did not do the things that I was supposed to do to be a good steward of my home. So I had to sell it in a short sale. I didn't save for maintenance. I didn't use budgeting. I didn't do all of this or anything. Excuse me, y'all, please. Thank you. Um, so just understand that the passion comes from the hard money lessons that I had to learn myself. And I wanted to make sure that people understood like what I went through so you wouldn't have to go through that. So I had to sell my house at a short sale. And what that means is everybody gets paid with you. It's not a foreclosure and it's not a hit on your credit, but it can hinder you from buying a home. If you try to buy a home like the next year, you have to still wait like the 2 year period in order to purchase a home if you sell your home in a short sale. But be that as it may, that's the reason why I'm so passionate about real estate education and financial literacy because I lacked that when I had my first home. So I want others to be able to have a little bit better insight so you won't have to learn those hard money lessons. Okay. So let's talk about it. All right. I'm going to be with you for a short time, not a long time. So we're talking about the 1% rule. Drop anything in the chat. No. Drop a one in the chat if you are in the comments. If you are new to my live, drop a two. If you have been here, this may be your second time, and drop a three if you are a continuous supporter. And I really appreciate it. So if you own a home and you're not using this little simple budgeting rule, you're risking thousands. But let's fix that. Okay. So we're going to talk about what is the 1% rule for homeowners. What does that mean exactly? And when people think about a budget, people think about lack, taken away, things that you got to give up. Okay. Hi, Mr. Show Up and Show Out. Appreciate you. So it's not about that. It's about being prepared. It's about preparedness. It's about doing what you're supposed to do so that when things come up, you don't have to pull from all these different types of resources. That's what that means. So, what is the 1% rule? Um, oh, my pleasure. What is the 1% rule? So, the 1% rule says you should set aside 1% of your home's purchase price each year for maintenance and repairs. So why should you do that? Because even brand new homes will have eventually have need to keep upkeep, and being financially prepared is wealth protection. And that's what you're looking for. Wealth protection. This is what you're buying a home for. Wealth protection. But you can't have wealth protection if you're not protecting the thing that can produce wealth. So, so for example, if you bought a home for 200,000, that means you should budget 2,000 per year, or about $166 per month for maintenance. So a lot of people try to break it down too far. Now you can do it um, by item. So like the five major things that could go wrong in your home, such as like electrical, plumbing, HVAC, um, foundation, and roof. Those are the five major costs of your home. So if any of those, but you shouldn't have to, if you buy a brand new home, you shouldn't have to redo plumbing or electrical, but you just never know what happens. Things happen. So you have to make sure that you are budgeting for these things. Those are the five major things, but it's not including um you, some home warranties do help with it. You have to make sure that you have a policy that covers these things, because a lot of times home warranties, they have different packages, and they might not cover certain things, and they may not cover certain things under certain circumstances. So for instance, if they might say, oh, we cover the HVAC, but it might be parts of the HVAC and not the whole thing. So if the whole thing goes out and has to be replaced, and it's not, if you didn't look at your policy to see that it replaces the whole HVAC and not just parts. A lot of people get caught up in that because they have 4 or 5, 6 different choices of packages. And of course, people might want to pick the middle or the lower end, but you have to read what's being covered, because yeah, it say HVAC, but it might be the tube for the HVAC. It might be the fan for the HVAC. It's not the whole thing. So your home owner's insurance supposed to protect like the dwelling, so like fire, roof. But if there's wind damage, snow, like because we get a lot of snow in Michigan, snow damage or lightning or something that happens that's natural cause or whatever, wind, whatever, they may not cover it based on certain circumstances. So you have to know your policy. No problem. So just make sure that you're getting all the coverage that you think you feel like you'll need. So the second thing is, why does it matter? So financial literacy in action. A lot of times when we are buying a home, we will definitely do all the things to get in the home. But once we get in, we kind of forget, we get lax, we get comfortable because we already have it. So it's like, I don't need to do anything else. But it matters the most when you are a homeowner, because this is the time where you're supposed to use your home as leverage to help you have a leg up to something else. And you want to build on that equity. So you want to make sure these things are staying, uh, you know, operating properly, so it can, go up on your equity and your home value. So many homeowners become house rich but cash poor. That's not wealth. That's not what you want to do. So that's stress. So the 1% rule keeps your emergency fund intact and your home in good condition. So the things that are not covered by your home warranty and your homeowner's insurance, you're going to have to cover that. So like for instance, we had a garage door situation, and our home warranty didn't cover the whole garage door. No, it covered the garage door, but not the parts. And that's what I'm saying. And we had to pay to get a new track and the new like the wheels that goes on it, and that had to come out of our pocket, and that was like $600. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to budget for these things so that when it comes up, that you will have that money in reserve. So another example would be unexpected, heater repair. And here in Michigan, it gets cold, so you definitely need that. That's like 1,200, right? That can knock you off track if your budget is not proactively being funded. And when you talk about emergency funds, we're not talking about ones that is going to pay the mortgage. This is a separate account, so this should be a whole separate home maintenance account. Okay, I know it seems like a lot, but if you look at your finances in a landscape of the things that you're doing, you have the money to do so. You have the money to save. So the third thing is how to make it easy. So automatic systems, of course. So opening a separate high yield savings account just for your home maintenance. I suggest that you, I mean, we when we open up bank accounts at these, big banks, the Chase, the Bank of Americas, the Wells Fargo, all these big banks, they always offer you a savings account, right? Like, but they only give it one, like 0.001%. It's like 1 penny on your money every single year. You don't want that. You want something that's going to give you 4 to 5%. So you're going to save, especially if you're going to be saving. So like I gave the example, if you're saving $2,000 a year, you don't want that to gain a penny every year. You want that to gain more than that. So you want to get a high yield savings account, and make sure that you have at least that 1% of your home purchase price in there. So like I said, 200,000. That's 2,000 a year. That's $166 a month. And I know for those of you that spend a lot of money out doing other things, you can set aside $166. So you want to set up automatic transfers each month based on your 1% goal. And if you can't do that right off, then do something. You just want to have something, do half. Do half of the 1%, do 0.5% of your home purchase price, but do something. So, for example, if you had a $300,000 home, that's $3,000 a year. You're going to transfer $250 a month automatically, out of sight, out of mind. So that's what I did when I was purchasing my home. I had my savings going directly from my paycheck into a separate account I could not even touch, because the bank closed before I got off work, and I didn't have a debit card or anything like that to it. And I made sure it was strictly a savings account. So make sure that you're understanding that if you have to be disciplined, you got to discipline yourself. Maybe the automatic system is best for you. I know it was best for me. So make sure that you're thinking about that. And if you can get it directly out of your paycheck and you don't have to have it, you don't have to transfer it. And some banks will let you, automatically transfer things. You can make it like a bill transfer. I know Chase, Bank of America does it, and some other banks probably do it too. But make that a priority when you become a homeowner. And if you are a homeowner, if you have not done that just yet, then that's something that you should be thinking about in your budget. So the fourth thing is long-term wealth tip. Okay. Protecting your investment. This is the point of this. The 1% rule is not to take away from you. The 1% rule is for you to protect your investment. Your home is an investment. And all the people that are out here telling you, like, buying a home, yeah, it's a liability when you don't use it as leverage to make you more money, but that's what you bought the home for. So use it as such. Okay. Use your home value, use your equity, use the things that you need in order for you to have a leg up. So your equity in your home is basically the amount that you have, your home value versus the amount you owe. So whatever that is how much you have in equity. So for instance, if you have a $200,000 house, that's your home value, and say you only owe 160 on your mortgage, that's $40,000 right there in equity that you can use to do something else with, but you got to make sure your credit is together. That's just the thing. That's the financial literacy part. Like, a lot of times we get in the house and we get to buying a car, the furniture, and doing all these things and racking up our credit. And then when it's time to leverage our home, we can't do so. I was that person. That was me. So that's how I know. But you want to protect your investments. So well-maintained homes sell faster and for more. So if you're thinking about, this is not your forever home, this is a starter home or whatever, because you got to start somewhere, and it's okay. And you can use that for leverage to help you buy your other home, because they were like, oh, you got another home. Then boom. Once it's paid off, is there any? You should still, once your home is paid off, you should still do the same savings for your maintenance. You should always do the savings for the maintenance, and you're gonna have to still pay the taxes. So your mortgage payment is usually your PITI, which is principal insurance taxes, principal interest taxes and insurance. So once you eliminate the principal and the interest, all you're gonna have is your taxes and your insurance, because you want to keep the house insured. So you will still have to pay that, but the other part of your mortgage, invest it, do whatever you want to do with it, but make sure that you still maintain the same amount of savings that you've been doing. Don't change that part. Keep that part the same, because you're gonna have to have maintenance, especially if it gets the older it gets. You're gonna have to replace the roof. You might have to get windows. You might have to upgrade the electrical. You might have to upgrade plumbing. Those different types of things. You might have a foundation issue at a certain point if you have trees in your yard and all of that. Because I know we had so many trees in our yard. We got 8 trees cut down, and there was still a lot of trees left, because one of the trees that was in our yard was lifting the driveway, and that was going to cause a trip hazard. So you need to make sure that you are maintaining, even if your home is paid off, still maintain a goal of maintenance and knowing how much those things cost, and you can still keep it the same way. Or save more, or if you want to scale back, maybe you got some things new or something like that, but make sure you still continuously having a repair budget. And this is for investors too. If you are buying an investment property, and I'm helping some people with an investment property, you still have to have a maintenance budget regardless. Oh, absolutely. You're totally welcome. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for staying on with me. So, what was I saying? Oh, protecting your investment. So, make sure that you're making sure that your home is well maintained, your yard, things that are on the inside, and following this 1% budgeting rule is building a resale value as well. So just make sure that you understand this is not just for you to just hold on to, but it's going to help your resale value, because you're going to keep your um why not just pull it from the policy? What policy are you talking about? Is it Jesus or Jesus? I don't know. But what policy are you talking about? Are you talking about your homeowner's policy, or are you talking about a life insurance policy? I mean, you can, if you have a life insurance policy, yeah, you have a cash value life insurance policy, then yeah, you can borrow from your cash life insurance policy to maintain your house too. Some people don't have that, but if you do, you can use that. But this is just a simple way for you to be more savvy with your money, as far as the income and the things that you have coming in. So, yeah, you can definitely, if you're talking about an insurance policy, yeah, life insurance policy, you can do that. I don't do life insurance, but you can borrow from your life insurance to do. That's what the rich people do. They get $1 million life insurance policies and borrow from that. And upon their death, the life insurance policy pays for itself. So, my pleasure. So that's just one simple thing that you can do. That was a good question though. Like I said, I don't know if it's Jesus or Jesus, but that's one. That's a good thing to have, is life insurance. And as a grown adult, you need to have life insurance anyway, regardless if you are a homeowner or not. You need to have life insurance policies on your children, especially all the things that's going on nowadays. It's crazy, all of the things. Hey, Devon, there's a crazy how all of the things are coming that's going on. I'm talking to a young lady right now, and I'm trying to help her sell her home, and her husband died. She wasn't on the deed, and it's gonna have to go into probate because he didn't have a will, and then she doesn't even have the money to pay for probate because she doesn't. He didn't have a will or life insurance. So if he had a will, at least he could at least um, will the property over to her. They still probably would have had to go through some sort of probate period, but to sort out the will to make sure it's valid. But if he would have just had that, that would have been, and if her name was on the deed, that would have even helped even more. So these are the type of things that you got to think about when you become a homeowner. If you have a spouse, putting them on the deed, having a life insurance policy for for that purpose alone. And they do have mortgage insurance. I forgot, it got me on top of them. You have mortgage insurance upon your death, your mortgage will be paid off. That's something that your home ownership policy will probably be, it will be a rider to your home ownership policy. So that's something to think about too when you become a homeowner, thinking about the different insurances and putting your home in a trust. That can protect it from probate too. So, revocable, irrevocable, however you want to do it. Irrevocable meaning that whatever's in there is going to be in there and it cannot be changed. So just understand that part. And then, revocable, it can be, altered or whatever the case may be. Their name on the deed would, yeah, no, yeah. If her name was at least on the deed, even if he didn't have a will or anything like, or it wasn't in the trust, then it definitely would have helped her. But unfortunately, this is what, and he was young. He died when he was 38. So they thought they had time, you know, um, and he died unexpectedly. So, she thought they was going to have time to figure all that part out, and they didn't. So that's just a thing. A lot of people in our communities get caught up in how young we are and just living for the time and the day, and we just never know what. I had a classmate a couple months ago. She was fine when she before she went to bed and went to sleep and didn't wake up. Like I'm not trying to be like, Debbie Downer, but things do happen. So you have to be mindful of those things, especially when you have a family, if you get assets, if you have a business, like you have to protect these things. And simple life insurance policies can do that. Even if you have one, I know a lot of people have one through their job. I have one because I'm an educator. I have one through my job. It's going to give double my salary. But, you know, and it's just me and my daughter though. But I also have an extra policy outside of that. So it just all depends on what you're trying to do in order to, and financial literacy is not just being able to budget and save. Financial literacy is how are you protected? It's included in how are you protecting your family too. What's unexpected if something happens to you, especially if you're the breadwinner. If you're the breadwinner of the family, you definitely have to have some protections. And they have different insurances. Like if you can't work, they have accidental. I mean, not work. It's outside of workers' comp. I know Aflac has it. If you have to work for a certain amount of time, so it's just certain things you have to do in order to have your home and your family protected. And that's one of the things. But I know I got off topic because somebody asked me about insurance, but it just made me go on this tangent. But anyway, we're talking about the 1% rule for homeowners. Please go back and watch it if you missed any of what I just said. So the 1% rule is basically saving every year. Hey, Nisa, saving every year your home value. No, no problem, no problem. That was a good question though, Jesus or Jesus. That the 1% rule is basically saving 1% of your home value for your home maintenance every single year. So if you had a 2,000, if your home was worth 200,000, then you're saving $2,000 a year for home maintenance. So that's what that looks like. So just simple things that you need to do, okay, and have it automatically coming out of your check. So you could be more responsible and it's out of your way. And like I know 2,000, like people like, oh my God, $2,000 a year. Think about the things that you spend on. Like when I work with new people and I have them do their budget, I have them do it based on their bank statements. I don't have them do it based on what's coming off the top of their head, because you will miss some things. Look at your bank statements and look what you're spending and understand what's going on with that spending. And your bank statement's gonna tell you your spending habits, neither good nor bad. So just understand that. So do it based off of that. And like I said, that's $166 a month if your home is worth 200,000. And if you can't do that right off, then do something. It's all about doing something and saving this money in a high yield savings account, something that's going to give you 4 to almost 5%. Not those bank accounts that give you 0.001 penny every year on your money. No, you want something that's going to give you 4 to 5%. Okay, at least. If you're risky, you know what I'm saying, you can put it in Put it in something that's gonna give you 8 to 10%, but that's a higher risk. Something, you can put it in stocks and IRAs, and IRAs just have, and stocks, you just have penalties when you withdraw them. That's be the only thing. But I mean, it gives you a higher return. You get 8 to 10%. So, you know, something to think about. I'm a stock market girl. I'm missing. I'm right now. I started late because I usually do this at 12, but I'm missing Trapping Tuesdays. I watch Wall Street Trapper. If nobody watches him for stocks, he's really good. But anyway, and then just protecting your investment, making sure that you have. Oh, I forgot this part. Once you do repairs to your home, you need to have proof of your repairs of your home. Make sure that you keep all receipts. It said $5 Starbucks every day, 365. That's 1825. Well, that's a good chunk of money. You can't invest that. That's good. Jesus, I didn't even I don't drink coffee, so I would never spend that much money. But the people that do that every single day, especially the people that spending that $10 at Starbucks every day. Think about that. But you want to make sure that you're updating your mortgage company of your repairs if you still have a mortgage on your property. So that's going to increase your home value, which is going to increase your home owner's insurance, but that's just a little, it's nominal. And also, if you own your home outright and don't have a mortgage on it, then just making sure that you keep all of your paperwork for the receipts and the things that you've done, because a lot of times when people look up your home on the MLS when it's time to sell it, it only sees it as if when you bought it, because there's been no other updates to it if you have not updated it during the time that you own the home before you paid it off. So make sure that you're keeping all of your receipts and all of those things so that you can get those things into your value, your appraisal value. Um, and then the last thing I'm going to say is tie this to your credit and your financial health. Okay. Avoid putting repairs on high interest credit cards. Set aside the 1%, and you'll avoid the traps of damaging your credit. So you don't want to damage your credit because you have to have, make emergency maintenance a part of that budget. So you want to make sure that you have that set to the side. And I always tell my clients too, because I help people with credit repair, when you're talking about your credit cards, you only use your credit cards for things you already had the money for. So emergency maintenance is not it. You only use your credit cards for gas, groceries, paying your cell phone bill, paying your light bill, stuff like that. Or if you get certain in groceries, some cards give you points on groceries and things of that nature. If you're using it for point values and things of that, and you have it to pay it right back off, that's what you use it for. So I talked longer than I thought today. But thank you for all the engagement and the good questions. I appreciate you, Jesus. I appreciate you, Mr. Show Up and Show Out. Appreciate you. And everybody else that kind of came in and came out. I do my Real Estate Tuesday lives every Tuesday. It's in summertime because I'm an educator, I'm a teacher. I do them at 12 p.m. generally. But today I had to come on at 7 because I had a neighborhood tour with some new clients that I'm picking up from Puerto Rico. It's a lot of people coming from across the globe to invest in Detroit. I was just talking to a title company, a man from a title company. He owns his own title company, and he's helped people from Japan and China buy homes here. So everybody else is buying homes here. You better be buying them too. Wherever you are, make sure that you are investing in your neighborhood. If you want to invest in Detroit, hey, I'm your go-to girl. So make sure you tap in with me. If you want more tips like this for your finances, and so you can thrive and everything like that. I got my name in a creative way. I'm in email there now. Oh, okay. I got you. Well, hey, we always need some of you to put smiles on the ladies' faces. I haven't been to a male review in a long time though. It's been a minute. But if you want more of your tips for keeping your finances tight and your house thriving, you can download or you can purchase my ebook. Journey to Your Castles for first time home buyers. But for homeowners, I have House Rich and Money Smart, how to turn your home into a wealth building powerhouse. So you can DM me, homeowner, and I can see the link for that. It's at a nominal price. And if you are a first time home buyer, Journey to Your Castle and House Rich and Money Smart will be something that you can buy together so you can be ahead of the game. So please like my live, y'all. Please give me some likes. Thank you for the comments. I appreciate that. Please follow for more financial literacy and real estate gems, and like share this with homeowners or future homeowners alike. So I try. You should give me a phone. Okay. Can I do it from here? Let me see. Will it let me do it from here? Go live. Nope, I had to do it when I get done. But yeah, I'll definitely follow you. I'll give you a follow. So like I said, you can DM me homeowner, and I will shoot you that ebook. So that will give you some great tips. So it's been a day, y'all. I gotta go. Give me some rest today because I've been running all day, and I still got some contracts I got to get out. So have an amazingly beautiful, blessed night, everyone, and I will see you next week on Real Estate Tuesday at 12 p.m. I'll be 12 p.m. next. No, I won't be at 12 p.m. next week. Next week I'll be at 7 p.m. because of the fact that I'm doing a content day at some builders out in West Bloomfield. So I'll be out in West Bloomfield shooting some content. So I'll come on at 7 o'clock next week too, because they got some new builds that I'm going to go out and see, and I'm gonna make some videos for you all to be able to see what's going on here. I want to tell people. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you for telling people. Thank you. I appreciate you. I really do. But I'll see you all in these social media streets. Make sure you go and like some of my posts. Follow, share, all of the things. It does cost you anything to like, follow, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, all of the things. So love y'all. Have an amazing night. See y'all later. YouTube is Sphere. Love y'all. Appreciate it.